watching this on the recording. We just did this little 10-minute full body yoga. It's one of my favorites when I'm just like not feeling 100%. I like do it all the time, almost daily. All right, let's do 100 days to brave. God's purpose for your body. I weigh more than most women my age. I don't like talking about it. It has been a fact since the 4th grade. It's something I struggle with pretty much every day, and if I talk about it, it makes it more real and a bigger deal or something. I've been on a diet, or wanting to be on a diet, since I was in the 6th grade. For those of you who keep calculations at home, that is more than 2/3 of my life. When I was in my early 20s, I was diagnosed with PCOS. Among with some lovely side effects, PCOS makes it difficult to lose weight and process insulin. I spent most of my adolescent years thinking that was because I was treating my body badly. It didn't work right in many areas, but it turns out that I had a disease working against me as well. When I was a teenager, I was very focused on my body and my wants and needs, but my soul, not as much. Speaking of my soul, I thought food fed it. The places that felt nearly empty in me. I filled it with food. Lonely? Eat. Sad? Eat. Celebrate? Eat. Being diagnosed with PCOS felt like a light at the end of the tunnel. So this is why I can't get skinny, I thought, and this is why I hate my body. It has taken years and it's still a struggle, but by God's grace, I've gone from thinking my body is never good enough to believing it's a temple of the Holy Spirit. I pursue healing for my PCOS, and you may have a lifelong condition you wish to disappear too. But remember, Jesus makes all things new. Our one-day bodies in this broken world will totally be healed. In the meantime, God has a purpose for your body, with all its imperfections and sicknesses. He wants you to use you, as you are, to bring glory to himself. Brave people look at the bodies they are in and choose to see them for what they are, vessels that hold a mighty God. And it says, be brave. We are going all in for the next few days on your health. Why? Because only a working body can be a brave body. We have spent some time talking about our minds and spirits, so prepare your heart as we dive into talking about our bodies. I think it's really ironic that it's talking about the body when May Cause Miracles has been really focusing on self-love, the ego, talking about your body, all the things. So I never really thought I had like a big problem with this because I don't like consider myself overweight, but I notice the little insecurities that I have way more as we talk about these books. And like, I don't know, we talked about it last night too, but just perceiving someone and that's a direct reflection of you, I'm starting to realize too that like those insecurities are kind of the same thing. So I love that. Let's do our morning May Cause Miracles.
Everyone. Practice today will help you understand how the ego denies forgiveness to get what it wants, whereas Ing uses forgiveness to reconnect to love. What's the difference? The ego's goal is to maintain the illusion of fear, because if the illusion is exposed, the ego will have no purpose. Therefore, the ego will always be unwilling to forgive. This unwillingness keeps the dark illusion alive. Your Ing's goal is much different. Inner guide uses forgiveness as the primary tool for restoring your faith and love. Forgiveness is the answer to true serenity and peace. This work will also guide you to understand a powerful principle from the Course, which is that through forgiveness you can choose oneness, no matter what has been said or done. For instance, a coaching client of mine had been deeply betrayed by her father at a young age when he left her family without any money or support. The pain from the experience led her ego to project fear onto all her relationships. She lived in fear that she was unlovable and therefore attacked everyone to protect herself from being hurt again. Through her practice of forgiveness, she was able to fully forgive and release her father. The result of this forgiveness was that she then began a practice of regular forgiveness in all her relationships. Forgiveness offered her a clean slate for all new relationships to begin with the perception of oneness and love. As a result of her relaxed, forgiving state, she energetically began to attract more loving, kind people who would never betray her. It's also important to point out that she was able to fully forgive her father without ever having to see him. You don't have to be face to face to forgive. Because forgiveness happens on a spiritual level, the physical perception of the world. To the end, I ask, do you rather be right or happy? Clearly, the miracle worker's response is to choose happiness over the ego's need to be right, but it can be difficult to do. Letting go of our need to be right and surrendering to forgiveness is one of the primary principles of this week's work. If we're to truly enjoy our relationships, we must respect them through the miraculous act of forgiveness. Morning reflection, day 26. Get comfortable in your meditation space and prepare for today's practice. Today's spiritual food will whet your mental appetite for the miracle of forgiveness. Each thought you have will let your ing guide you to see love and peace instead of fear. Listen to the following passage and allow your ing to lead the way. Then sit for 1 minute of stillness and let your mind and spirit absorb the words. Morning reflection. Today I will create the holy instant through the practice of forgiveness. With each holy encounter, I choose to forgive and release my ego's false projections. Forgiveness reminds me that we are one. Each time I have a false attack thought towards someone, I will choose to forgive the thought and remember that we are one. In turn, I forgive myself. Sit for 1 minute of stillness.
So next, let's do some journaling, and we're gonna roll into a power hour. I wanted to give my little tip for the day on here really quick. And Nat, you can still go live or whatever, so please do if you have a tip. But we talked about it a little bit last night about taking, and we've been talking about it, but just taking this a little more seriously and really treating this like a business. And we talked about last night how hungry you are and all the things, but I think the basis starting point is when you go from treating this like a hobby to treating this like a business. And my tip for you guys today is I don't care how you need to think of it. If it's like I used to tell myself in the beginning of my business, if I don't show up to my job today, if I didn't show up to my job today, I would be fired. My boss would fire me if I no call, no showed 3 days in a row. So why do we think that it's okay to not work our business for 3 days? It's not like slap on the wrist, shame on you. It's just that affects your paycheck. That affects your potentials list. That affects how many haps you're getting up, how many people you're growing your network by. And Jade Hooper talks about it in one of her recent podcasts, but you can't make up for lost time. You have to start now. So if you constantly have the mindset of, I have to make up for yesterday, you're not moving forward. You need to be taking steps forward every single day. And Cami, I love when she, in the very first couple weeks of my business, I was watching a Show Me the Money call or a family call, I can't remember. And she was talking about how she said the word hobby is a really cute name, isn't it? So your paycheck's going to be really cute too. So if you want massive pay, if you want massive scale, if you want residual income, then you have to show up like a business owner. I'm not even talking an employee where you're showing up 9 to 5. No, you run the show, sis. So if you want that paycheck, what are you doing in proportion to that? So tip for the day, treat it like a business, not a hobby. All right. I am going to do one more thing that I totally forgot about, and good thing I have a list. Actually, I'll share in a sec. Okay, so I'm loving the, where'd you go? The gratitude stuff that we've been doing in the mornings. So we're going to listen to this one. This is one of my favorite ones. Again, I'm not super weird about voices, but I am a little bit, and she's an easy listen, especially because something like this is so monotonous. So if you want to do this on the replay, cool. I'm going to stop the recording now.